Let's Talk, and we just got back from the theater and we just saw Jurassic World Dominion. But before we dive into our review of that, if you're a fan of film reviews, 4K Blu-ray reviews, TV reviews, and maybe some video game reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. So Jurassic World Dominion is the final one in the Jurassic World trilogy, and this one is directed by the same director as Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow, and he's publicly said that this is the movie he wanted to make. And you know what? I have no idea why he wanted to make this movie, because it was pretty damn bad. So we're going to talk non-spoilers first, and then we're going to dive into spoilers. So man, what did you think of Jurassic World Dominion?
Basically, whoever was in charge at Universal that did whatever they did to Fast and Furious, which now I enjoy, they did the same thing to this. This is basically just another Universal movie, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. They were hopping around, like in the opening, hopping around just like in a James Bond movie or in a Fast and Furious movie, like Matt said. Like, now that the dinosaurs are in the world, you know, they're in different spots, but like, I felt like this film didn't even need the dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, it's just like back to the Fast and Furious thing. Like, that movie started off about cars, and then it's just bank robberies and heists and all that crazy action over the top stuff. Jurassic Park started with dinosaurs, and now the dinosaurs like were barely part of the story here, you know, like they just kind of shoehorned the dinosaurs into this action movie, I guess. You know, but I mean,
other than Chris Pratt's part in this movie, I don't think there's really much of a reason for the dinosaurs to even be in this. They're more of a roadblock. They're just slowing down the plot, which, you know what, this movie didn't need to be slowed down. It's 2.5 hours and it drags
you felt
apart.
that?
Yeah, there was one point I looked at my phone and I was like, oh my god, it's 9 o'clock. Because we saw it at 7
o'clock. I looked around 9 o'clock myself,
yeah,
actually, because I was getting tired. I was falling asleep almost.
Yeah,
in the Dolby Theater.
Yeah, so it's clearly not a film recommendation for us before we dive into spoilers, and that's really sad to say. But we really want to talk spoilers because I really feel like that's what dives into like the meat of the badness of this movie. So this is your warning. So the main villain of this movie is Dodson.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here.
Who you might know more from a meme nowadays.
Dodson, we got Dodson here.
Yeah, than an actual character in the franchise. They found a way to write in Dodson from the first one, which I guess is a cool concept, but it doesn't really need that. It could have just been a bland scientist, because that's how he played it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was.
And then Henry Wu did a complete 180, and now he's a good guy.
Yeah, he did do a 180, didn't he?
Yeah, because he was all about, we make these dinosaurs, you gotta, it comes with the territory, and now he's kind of seeing the consequences of his actions, and he's trying to turn over a new leaf.
Well, he didn't see the consequence. He made locusts. He used like dinosaurs.
So was he technically redeemed?
He redeemed himself, but he made the mistake. Basically, what he was doing was, from what I understand, splicing dinosaur DNA into these locusts to be hunting crops, which is going to eventually cause extermination for the planet.
Yeah, because the company that he's working for also sells some sort of seeds or something. So they're trying to corner the market. Yeah. And
think about it. It's just an allegory for big evil business. That's all it is. It's just a nameless business in this one.
It's like Umbrella in Resident Evil.
Yeah, the guy who owns it, he has a connection to the first Jurassic Park movie. He wanted the dinosaur DNA, and the country just gifted him all the dino DNA, and Henry Wu and everything like that, all the scientists, and...
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so let's talk some positives.
Yeah.
Before we even get into the legacy cast, I like how we learned a little bit more about Maisie, which was the cloned little girl. They added some story to that, and they kind of told you that she wasn't exactly just a clone. She was really the daughter of a very important and smart scientist, so that was kind of cool. And then the legacy cast, obviously, it was cool to see them on the screen again. Every time they were on the screen, you get a little hint of the John Williams score in the background. There was one specific scene which I liked when after a vehicle rolls down a hill, they get out and they're all wearing the same clothes that they had on in the original movie. Ellie had the red long sleeve shirt, Grant had the blue long sleeve shirt, and Malcolm had his black attire as usual.
little things like that. And I also felt like the acting of those three leads was worlds better than Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and the young girl who plays Maisie.
Oh, actually, speaking of Bryce Dallas Howard, I like that one scene when as soon as she got out of the ejecting airplane, out of the ejection seat, and she was in the water.
Yeah.
I like that scene. It reminded me of
Predator?
Well, I was gonna say the Tomb Raider video game.
Oh, it reminded me of Predator, like that's gonna hide, like the mud is going to hide the vision. And I assume that's what it worked for the dinosaurs. Like it's gonna lose her in the mud.
thought it was just cool the way, I guess it was like a body camera. I don't know.
Oh yeah, how it actually stayed with her as she was going.
Yeah,
No, there were some cool shots. It was also the cool shot of, like you said, when she ejected from the plane, how it stayed on her the whole time, almost like a roller coaster shot. Like it was. That was really cool. There was some cool stuff. It looked visually, like the CGI actually was pretty impressive for what I've been knocking these through the whole franchise. That was impressive. The regular score in general was pretty good. There were some fun aspects. There's just, it has that Fast and Furious stupidity where you have to turn your brain off because they just threw logic out the window. When Chris Pratt and the other pilot played by DeWanda Wise in this, who played her part very well, they crash a plane nose first into the snow, and they come crawling out, and they look like they just rolled out of the makeup chair. Their hair is still done perfectly, their makeup is on perfectly even, none of their clothes are even a slight tear, not even a slight scratch on the forehead we could fucking pull for this. Nothing. They come pouring out of the plane in the snow, not even breathing any different. There's no smoke from the air, nothing. It's just the logic, and I get it. This is a movie where dinosaurs exist, but it's just a little ridiculous at points. And that stuff like that, I hate to be that guy, but it does take me right out of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, at least in the Fast and Furious movies, like, they were fun, and the action was so over the top, it was fun, and you would laugh at some of the stuff, but they were still good movies. I don't know where they missed the mark with this, and I love Jurassic Park. I really, really do. And it just really pains me to say that this really wasn't that good.
No, it was poor acting, and like I love Chris Pratt. I really can't say enough how much I love the actor Chris Pratt.
I don't mind him in these movies.
No, and neither does my wife. But it's just for me, it doesn't feel. It feels like a role that should have been recast. It doesn't feel like a Chris Pratt role. Like it doesn't work for me with him. I mean, I think I could see what they're going for, but it doesn't work for me. And it's same thing with Bryce Dallas Howard. Like I see what they're going for, and she just doesn't work for me. And it really is even more obvious when like you have the actors like Laura Dern and Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum in this, who all are playing their parts amazingly, and it's just a big acting gap, I feel like, between the three of them to the two leads from the World Series.
I liked seeing all six of them on screen together. That was kind of cool.
That was a lot of fun, actually. Like I said, like some of the lighting was really cool at the end, and like I love how they take off in a helicopter at the end of the movie again. And I did like Blue, like through the whole Jurassic World trilogy.
Yeah, Blue's got a pup, and
yeah, like that was a cool aspect, and how it tied into the other cloning thing with the main lead, Mandy. Like that, Maisie. Like that really worked. I'm never gonna remember that. Like that worked out. But before we move on, I think we have to do our final ranking. So we're gonna whip out the chart one more time, and where would you slot this one in there? You said you think it's worse than Fallen Kingdom, which we have at 5th right now. Or actually, no, like currently that's at 4th. I think it drops to 5th though. I think that this is better than Fallen Kingdom and The Lost World.
No, I mean, Fallen Kingdom felt more like a dinosaur movie though.
It did. It did. The dinosaurs definitely take a back seat in this movie, which is
and
crazy.
I guess if you add, I mean, I didn't have a stopwatch or any of that, but there was a lot of scenes with dinosaurs in this, don't get me wrong. I guess because they weren't in a concentrated area, they're not in a park or on an island, so it didn't feel as, I guess, dangerous or...
The dinosaurs they didn't feel like they're not just driving the plot along. They're there really to slow the plot down. Like even at the end when they're freaking getting on the helicopter and everything, like the helicopter takes off fine, but they forced it to stay on the 3 dinosaurs for about another like 3 minutes. Just to make you feel like you got your Jurassic Park's money for it.
It didn't feel so isolated because they're out just going through the streets of Italy and stuff like that. You know?
So what do you think? We'll put it at number 5 and we'll put Fallen Kingdom above it? I'm fine with that. Like I'm just really more committed. I really think that the top 2 are solid, then it's just always a drop off. So for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World are 2 phenomenal movies.
Yeah.
Park better than World by a mile, but but after World, I think it's a pretty hard drop off with the rest of them. They're watchable, Like, I'll probably watch this again. I'm not in a rush, but it's watchable.
We'll review the 4K and
Don't sound too sad about it.
I'm just disappointed. I was excited about this all week, and
yeah, it's tough. Matt went and got himself the tin.
I got the tin.
It's a disappointed kid. You took him to the movies, and the dinosaurs didn't make him smile like he thought they would.
What are you gonna do?
It happens.
And this is the first. I feel like I love everything.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So we'll put this at number 5, still better than The Lost World. And Matt, what would you rate this movie out of 10?
The legacy characters really are the only thing that's really holding it together for me. And I guess I'm going to go 5 out of 10.
You know what? That's what I was going. I was either between 4 and 5 out of 10. And since he said 5, I think I'm going to go 5 out of 10. There's still a little bit of fun to be had. It's kind of fun in the movies. You definitely get the soundtrack blasting through the sound speakers.
Yeah, the Dolby Atmos is fantastic, but...
Yeah, if you made a choice to go see this at a high-end theater, I think you'll still have a good time. Like, it wasn't the worst experience of my life. I did see Morbius this year, let's not forget. So, this movie is still better than that, so that's something to say. But, anyway, guys, thanks for joining us here on another episode of Let's Talk. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and you tell all your friends.